Hey everyone, I'm Hoki Hoshi, and I don't usually make this type of video, but I've spent a few hours now with Horizon 4's new expansion, Fortune Island, and I just seriously feel like this expansion is a love letter written personally to me as a Forza driver, and I hope and think that a lot of you guys will feel the same way, and I just needed to make a video to blab about this and share my excitement. So I think the first thing on everybody's minds for this expansion is this famous road you see on the screen here. It's called Needle Climb, and I think this just might be the most beautiful ribbon of pavement to ever exist in a Horizon game. I had pretty high expectations coming into this expansion. I think we all saw the teaser image for this road, so the first thing I did was boot up the game, hop in a drift car, and come at this road from the downhill side actually. And there was just a smile on my face the entire way up. This is a huge road, and the entire thing is a drift zone. I'm pretty sure this takes almost 2 minutes to get from the top to the bottom, which is just insane. This road finally realizes that mountain pass, midnight initial D, drifting dream that has been missing from the Horizon series for so long. The base game has been out for a couple months now, and the drifting community has sort of found their spots for tandeming and the more popular drift zones. But this is hands down the new spot. There's just nowhere better than this for drifting, and I really think this will satisfy that itch that the drifting community has been just struggling with for the past few games. I'm not sure if the devs had mentioned this, but I know a lot of people were worried about what section of this was going to be a drift zone or if some of it was going to be a speed zone. And I mean, I do speed zones a lot. I'm a big fan of the speed zones, but I am just ecstatic that this entire thing is a drift zone. I mean, I've been talking for over a minute now, and we're still in the same drift zone. That's just unbelievable to me. This road definitely gets the Hoki Hoshi seal of approval. After I gave this road a few runs with the drift car, I hopped into my A-Class road-tuned R33 and rediscovered the road again as this beautiful, tight, technical road that really challenges your driving ability. You can't just go full bore. You need to really manage throttle and braking and steering input. It's so great, and I feel like some people that are more new to the Forza series might struggle with the road, but this is a great spot to learn, and I think this will kind of encourage more technical driving out of the Forza community, which again is something I feel has been missing in the Horizon series. Now, of course, there's a lot more to this expansion than just one road, so let's just switch gears to Rally, because Rally really got some special attention in this expansion as well. So the road I'm driving here is kind of the other major road that was promoted as part of the DLC, and I think they were calling it Danger Road. Now, coming from a Rally perspective, again, this answers all of my prayers for a Rally driving road. There's some really tight sections. I mean, you can see here it's not too wide of a road, but it gets some tighter spots as well. And there's real danger for going off the road. I mean, you can see just right there, I'm just inches from flying off of that cliff. And again, this is another one of those roads that really promotes a more careful and technical driving style, which I'm a big fan of. The base map had a lot of barriers and runoffs and just general protections to keep you from flying off the road, which I do think is good, especially for the base map. But this expansion just really swings the pendulum in the other direction, and I don't want to sound like a cliche game reviewer here, but it's almost like this is the Dark Souls of Forza expansions, which I think a lot of people have been wanting. Now, moving away from kind of the two major roads that were promoted for the expansion, there's still quite a bit of content left, so let's go into that for a minute. One of my favorite parts of this expansion that I think kind of addresses one of the biggest necessary evils of the base maps in the Horizon series are the uninspired, boring 90-degree angles where roads intersect. You see them all over the place in the base map, and again, I think it's pretty necessary. They've got to pack a lot of roads in a small space, and it is more realistic, but I just never like seeing them show up in the actual courses because I just don't find them fun or interesting to drive, and this expansion has addressed that beautifully. Not only are there not that many 90-degree intersections on the map in the first place, they almost never get used in the actual courses either, which means that pretty much every course contains just real nice corners. So it's a lot more enjoyable to drive in my opinion. And speaking about the map, I know almost all of you, I'm sure, have struggled with being just like 1 or 2 roads short of map completion. And again, they addressed that for this expansion. I'll pull up the map here so you guys can see the completed map, and you can kind of just get a quick idea that there's really no hidden roads here. Everything is intentional. There are, I think, 64 roads total, which is perfect. By the way, I love that the map looks like a treasure map, which kind of fits the theme of the expansion. I'm curious to see if it'll change when the seasons change like the base map does, but either way, I like the visual style of it. Speaking of treasure, hidden chests have actually sort of taken the role of replacing barn finds for the expansion. And although I would have liked to see some barn finds, I thought that this was actually kind of fun. They give you a clue about a challenge that you need to complete, and then you get a picture of where the chest is, and you need to find it sort of like you would find a barn find. You get a nice stack of cash, and some of them still give you cars. So I don't want to blab too much longer here, so I just kind of want to quick fire a couple more things that I liked about the expansion. First off, I hope you've been noticing this as well from the gameplay footage, but the map is gorgeous. I love the little town where the Horizon Festival is held, and they managed to pack a pretty dang good amount of variety in an expansion map. So I was really happy to see that, and there's also a new style of PR stunt which I won't spoil, but off-road fans will be happy about it. There are 10 new cars in the game, most of which I'm not super personally interested in, but again, I'm just really happy to see them adding more unique vehicles to the game. If you've seen my car review series, I'm starting to realize that there's a lot of cars in this game, and a lot of them are pretty unique, so happy to see them adding more, as always. Now, I won't take up any more of your Forza gaming time. I hope you enjoyed the video. I didn't really want to spoil too much of the map, because I found a lot of enjoyment in discovering it myself, but I didn't want the video to be totally devoid of interesting content, so I hope I kind of hit that mark. Guys, enjoy Fortune Island. I know I am, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks everyone for watching.